Hello everyone, this is Mr. S, and today we're going to be going over percents of increase and decrease. So you might be asking, what is percent increase and what is a percent decrease? So percent increase is, let's say your mom or dad is going to the gas station to fill up their car, and they say, oh my gosh, the gas went from $2 to $3.50. That's like a 5% increase. Or let's say you're at the store and you know, like a game that might cost $200 is now $100. You'll say, oh my gosh, wow, this game had a 50% discount, had a 50% price decrease. That is examples of percent increases and decreases. So now let's see how we would exactly find a percent increase or a decrease between two amounts. So first, we're going to be covering percent increases. So in order to find the percent increase, it's very, very easy. We just have to use the percent increase formula. So I'm going to put POI, which stands for percent of increase, and it's going to equal the new amount subtracted by the original amount. And then you're going to divide all that. Once you find out whatever that is, you're going to divide it again by the original amount. And then when that's all done, you're going to multiply it by 100. So I know that looks like a lot, but once you got it, you got it. Let's use an example with this. So let's say, for example, let's go back to that gas theory. Let's say you're at the store and they're at the gas station, and normally the gas is $2, but today, out of nowhere, it bumped all the way up to $4.50. Let's try to find the percent increase. So let's go plug in our formula. So I'm going to put POI, the percent of increase, equals the new amount minus the original amount. So the new amount, as we know, it's $4.50, which translates to 4.5, minus the original amount, which is just 2. And then we're going to divide that by the original amount, which is 2. Whatever that is, we're going to multiply it by 100 at the end. So now let's start by the easiest part. So 4.5 minus 2 equals 2.5, divided by 2 times 100. So now, even though we're kind of breaking the rules of PEMDAS, we're just going to do it step by step. Now let's find out what this is. So we're going to divide 2.5 by 2. So I'm going to do find out how many times that 2 can go into 2.5. So as you know, 2 can go into 2 once. 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 minus 2 equals 0. And then, oh, don't forget the decimal point. The decimal point is right there. Then afterwards, we're going to bring down the 5. So how many times can 2 go into 5? 2 times. 2 times 2 equals 4. 5 minus 4 equals 1. Since we have this decimal here, I'm just going to add a 0 and one of these invisible zeros and bring it down. How many times can 2 go into 10? 5 times. 5 times 2 equals 10 minus, So 2.5 divided by 2 equals 1.25. And then when we multiply that number by 100, we don't really have to go into multiplying it. We know that when we multiply a number by 100, we're just going to move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So our answer is going to be 125%. So if you're at the gas station and gas, even though realistically I don't think any gas costs $2, but if it goes from $2 to $4.50%, if it goes from $2 to $4.50, then it had 125% increase. Let's do another. So for our next example, let's say we got to school really early, and at first, when you got there at 8 o'clock, there was 57 people. Oh, my bad. There was 57 people at school. And then after a while, it went up to 65 people at school after 15 minutes. Let's try to find the percent increase after those 15 minutes from 57 to 65. So of course, let's plug in our handy dandy formula up here that should have been right inside your notebook. So I'm going to put the POI, or percent of increase. It equals the new amount, which is 65, minus the original amount, which is 57, divided by the original amount, which is 57, and you're going to multiply that by 100. Remember, I know PEMDAS is very important, but we kind of had to do it step by step with this one. So the very first thing we're going to do is subtract 65 minus 57. So I'm going to do that over here really quick. So 65 minus 57. So of course we can't do 5 minus 7, so we're going to cancel that and have it be 5, turn that into 15. 15 minus 7, I believe that's 8. And then 5 minus 5 equals 0. So then it's going to be 8 over 57 times 100. So next step will be to divide 8 by 57. Since it's a big number, of course we can use our handy dandy calculators. Hey Siri, what is 8 divided by 57? So when we divide 8 by 57, the answer would turn into 0.1403. However, normally when they want you to do these type of questions, they kind of just want you to round it to the hundredths place. So if we round it to the hundredth place, the number that's to the right of this 4 is a 0. So that's just going to turn into 0.14 flat. So the very last step is going to be multiplying it by 100. And when we multiply the 0.14 by 100, we're just moving the decimal place 2 places to the right. So our answer is going to be 14%. So when you got to school, it was 57 people there. Then after 15 minutes, you had a 14% increase of students, and it went up to 65 people there. Very, very easy. Okay, so for this next example, I want you to do it all by yourself. And it's going to be a pretty easy one. So let's say your mom, she started using like this new hair growth oil, and her hair went from 10 inches. It grew from 10 inches to 25 inches in like 3 months. Let's try to find what the percent increase in her hair growth is. So Mr. S made a small mistake. I went ahead and started answering without even telling you to pause it and answer for yourself. But I really do want you to pause this and answer this all by yourself. And then afterwards, I want you to come back and see if you got it correct. So I want you to pause it right now. 1, 2, 3. And then let's go ahead and answer this together. So of course, our formula is POI, the percent of increase, is equal to the new amount, which is 25 inches, minus the original amount, which is 10 inches. Then you're going to divide it by the original amount, which is 10 inches. Then you're going to multiply it by 100. So let's go ahead and keep on going. So what's 25 minus 10? That's obviously going to equal 15. And then we're going to copy down the same 10 at the bottom and bring down the times 100. Then what is 15 divided by 10? I could divide it, but just to be quick, I'm going to use my calculator. Hey Siri, what's 15 divided by 10? So 15 divided by 10 is 1.5. And then when we multiply 15 times 100, we're going to move the decimal point over 2 places, 1, 2. So whenever you do this and there's no number there, I'm just going to put an invisible 0 there. So therefore, your mom's hair had a 100% growth increase. Her hair went from 10 inches. Then it had a 150% growth increase to 25 inches. So if you got it like that, you're 100% correct. If you did not, then it is okay. So the next thing we're going to cover is the percent of decrease, which is where you see the percent of how low one amount will go from another amount. And it's, even though it's the opposite, it's literally the same exact thing. So what I mean by that, we're going to do our formula, the same formula, is just flipped. So instead of the percent of increase, it's going to be the percent of decrease. And that is going to equal the original amount minus the new amount divided by the original amount again. Very similar. And then whatever that is, we're going to end up multiplying that by 100. So let's go ahead and see what an example like this would be. So for example, let's say we have a dog and we have a dog named Sparky. And in November, they weighed 28 pounds. But after 2 months and now in January, the dog weighs 20 pounds. what is the percent decrease in Sparky's weight? So we're going to follow our wonderful formula. So I'm going to put POD, the percent of decrease, equals the original amount, which is 28, minus the new amount, which is 20, over the original amount, which is 28, times 100. So let's go, keep on going. What's 28 minus 20? That is 8 divided by, and then we're going to bring under the 28 and multiply that by 100. So of course we could divide this, but that would take a long time. So I'm allowing you guys to use calculators. So I'm going to quickly divide what's 8 divided by 28. Hey Siri, what's 8 divided by 28? So 8 divided by 28 is actually 0.2857. However, like I told you, you cannot use this whole entire answer in the full answer. You would round it by the 100th place. So what number is to the right of 28? 5. So of course, when we round, if it's 5 or higher, we go to the next number. So this 28, this 0.28 is going to turn into 0.29, and then we're going to multiply that by 100. So of course, when we multiply a number by 100, we're just going to move the decimal place 2 places to the right, 1, 2. So therefore, our answer is going to be 29%. So our dog, from November to January, our dog Sparky went from 28 pounds to 20 pounds, and they had a 29% weight decrease. Let's do another example. So I think you guys are geniuses. So instead of doing a second example, I'm going to bump it up and have this be the try it yourself, because I think you're really smart and because this concept is really easy. So no need to make this video longer than it needs to be. So I'm going to do this example. Let's say you're really, really sick, but at the same time, as the days go by with this cold, you realize that you're getting better. So yesterday, you realized that you sneezed 20 times with your cold. However, now today, you realize you sneezed 12 times. Let's try to find what the percent decrease is from how many times you sneezed yesterday to how many times you sneezed today. So really quick, I was just about to jump into answering it. I want you to pause it right here so that you can try to answer this all by yourself. And then afterwards, I want you to come back and see if you did it the same exact way Mr. S did it and if you got it correct. So I'm going to count down from 3, 2, 1, pause. Okay, so by now you should have already answered everything. So let's go ahead and answer it together. So yesterday, so let's write out first the our formula. So it's going to be the percent of decrease equals the original amount, which is 20, minus the new amount, which is 12, divided by the original amount, which is 20, times 100. So what's 20 minus 12? Obviously, that's an easy one. That's going to equal 8. And then what is 8 divided by 20? I'm actually not 100% sure, but whatever that answer is, we're going to multiply it by 100. So instead of doing this to the side, I'm just going to ask our handy dandy Siri. Hey Siri, what's 8 divided by 20? And 8 divided by 20 is actually 0.4. So, and we're going to multiply that number by 100. So by multiplying it by 100, I'm just going to move the decimal place 2 times to the right and then add in that secret 0. So therefore, it is going to be, our answer is going to be 40%. So even though we had a cold all week. Yesterday we sneezed 20 times, and now today we sneezed 12 times. So therefore, we had a 40% decrease in the amount of times that we sneezed from yesterday and today. I hope you guys all understood how percent increases and decreases worked, and I hope you guys have a great day. God bless.